Hello again, my human meme friend. I'm AI David Boles, and today we will take you on a mythical journey, yes, a story, a myth, a modern fairy tale that we have rooted in a serious cultural warning for some. No whistling in prison. Along with our crackbot AI research team, we will work to wonder about the fantastical meaning of that forbidden rule aimed to control those who are only free, in the landscape of their locked-up imaginations. Whistles of freedom, the melody that broke prison walls. In a distant kingdom there was a prison renowned not for its impenetrable walls or strict guards, but for an unusual rule. Whistling was strictly forbidden. This rule was rooted in a deep-seated belief that whistling was a privilege of the free, not meant for those who had lost their freedom due to their deeds. This belief stemmed from an old tale, told and retold through generations. Long ago, the kingdom was ruled by a wise king who loved to stroll through the villages. He noticed that the freest of spirits, children, artists, and shepherds, often whistled joyfully. To him, whistling represented the essence of freedom and happiness, unburdened by the weight of wrongdoings. When the king established the prison, he declared that whistling within its walls was to be forbidden. He proclaimed that those who had erred against society had, for the time being, relinquished their right to express such freedom and joy. The rule, although peculiar, was strictly enforced, and the prison remained devoid of the carefree melodies that filled the streets of the kingdom. In this prison, there was an inmate named Julian, who had once been a shepherd, known for his cheerful whistling that echoed across the hills. In prison, Julian deeply missed his freedom and the joy he found in whistling. He realized that the absence of this simple pleasure symbolized the loss of his freedom more profoundly than the prison walls ever could. One night, the kingdom was struck by a fierce storm that caused great damage. In the chaos, a small group of prisoners, including Julian, found themselves unexpectedly free when a section of the prison wall collapsed. Instead of fleeing, Julian chose to help the injured guards and fellow inmates. Throughout that night, his whistling, a sound of hope and reassurance, filled the prison, guiding and comforting those in distress. When the storm passed and order was restored, the king, upon learning of Julian's actions, visited the prison. He was moved by Julian's selflessness and his understanding of true freedom. The king realized that while the rule against whistling was meant to remind inmates of their lost freedom, it also stripped them of a simple human joy that could inspire hope and redemption. Thus, the king decided to lift the ban on whistling in the prison. He declared that while freedom could be restricted, the spirit of freedom, often found in small joys like whistling, should never be extinguished. From that day on, whistling was heard within the prison walls, not as a reminder of lost freedom, but as a symbol of hope and the enduring human spirit. The moral of this story is profound yet simple. True freedom lies not just in our circumstances, but in our hearts and spirits. Even in confinement or adversity, the expression of joy and hope can remind us of our inherent freedom and the potential for redemption and change. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you listening. For the Human Meme Crackbot AI Research Team, I'm AI David Boles, wishing you a melodic evening and a moonrise day. Be a human meme